practice. Let's take a look at the practicum experience requirements. I will open this up so it's visible to you when I post this video. When you look at the practicum experience, this is going to be conducted with a student that has a specific learning disability. So you're going to choose one student in your special education placement, or the placement that you're in, or the school that you're working in, basically. So you have to have a student that's diagnosed with a specific learning disability. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to have 12 hours of classroom observation with that student. You're going to have a reflection on clinical teaching practices observed. And so what you'll see there is you're going to kind of look for examples of differentiated instruction, direct instruction, different accommodations, modifications, things that you're seeing in your special education placement. Also things that you may see if you go into a general education classroom. So whatever teaching practices you're seeing, really be on the lookout for the different types, and then kind of jot down when you see those here on this practicum form. What you're going to do with your student that you choose to study in depth, you're going to take a look at their file, their special education file, and you're going to look at the eligibility determination report, and you're just going to be asked to answer some questions. You're going to be asked to provide some background information, how the child was determined eligible, state the evaluation instruments used, and summarize the information on the reports. Basically, I'm kind of forcing you to really dig into a student's paperwork. So you can kind of see what you learned in SPED 431 and how that looks in the real world setting, or in your which is your special education placement right now. So you're going to kind of just list all that information. Kind of busy work, but then I know that you've actually taken the time to really look at a student file in depth. Next, here's your classroom observation log. You're going to document at a minimum 2 separate observations for the student that you're choosing to study. One of those observations is going to be in the special education classroom, if possible or if appropriate. And the other observation is going to be in the classroom, general classroom setting, if appropriate. And so by taking in both environments, you'll have a little bit better idea of how your student is functioning in their academic settings. And so that should inform the lesson that you're going to develop and teach to the student. So you're going to take the DSU lesson plan format and document a lesson that you're teaching the student. Lesson goals, standards, objectives, materials needed, everything, full plan here. And so once you've written the lesson plan, you're going to actually deliver the lesson to the student, and then you're going to have a teaching session reflection where you reflect back on what you think went well, what you would do differently, and what information you collected from this lesson, how that relates to the IEP goals, how it's going to impact your next lesson. Basically just a solid reflection of how things went with your lesson based on what you've learned about the student. Like I said, this student is a student with a specific learning disability, and it can be in your it coincides with your special education student teaching placement. If you're not student teaching and you work in a school and you have access to a student with a specific learning disability, perfect. If the school will let you, look at the child's records and those things, you're all set and good to go. If you guys have any questions on this, don't be afraid to ask. Hopefully this video helps kind of explain it a little bit more clearly, and you kind of have an overall gist of both the course and the practicum experience. That's all I kind of have for you guys as we get started here. Thanks for doing the introduction videos. It's great to put faces with names. That's kind of fun. Like I said, if you have any questions or need anything, any support, just let me know. Otherwise, I look forward to having a great semester with you guys. All right. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you later.